Alright, 2020 Raptor. We're going to do a front and rear cameras on. It's got that 20 C19 recall. So, it's a 20 B39 for the front camera and 20 C19 for the rear camera. Here's your part numbers. JL3Z 19 Golf 490 Apple. JL3Z 19 Golf 490 Frank. First thing you do is move all the junk out of your way. Drop your tailgate. Pull out your step. Pull your two 10 mils right here. So you just, after you take those two nuts out right here and here, you just grab this, pop it down on the front, and then pull it right out. Now you disconnect it, and then there's like, it's like a T15 or T20 right here. You pull this bridge off, you slide your camera and stuff out and put the new one back in and bolt it all back down. Okay, T15, and then you slide this cover off. After you first unplug this, first unplug the connector, then take the T15 off, then slide this plastic cover off. Make sure you take the new camera and you put it back in the same way. There is a bridge that clips onto the camera right here in the front. You see the little tabs. I'm trying to get some light, but I can't right now. So there's camera clips into a housing, then it sits back down, the cover goes over, put the T15 on, and then plug the connector back in. And now it install everything and it's ready to program, but we're going to do the front as well. And just so you know, the rear camera was the JL3Z 19 Golf 490 Apple. Well, there we go, new camera installed, everything put back together. Make sure you put the bottom in first when you go to slide this cover back in there, and then roll the top up, and then start your 10 mil nuts and just real lightly snug everything down and you're good to go. Now let's go do the front. I've already started. There's a bunch of black plastic clips in here. It's a little bit more of a pain in the front because you got to actually remove the front grille on these to get to the camera. So I took the push clips out of here, and then I'm going to demonstrate how. Just take a clip tool. You can actually get these clip tools at Harbor Freight, but I actually got a snap-on set. They're more rounded, less sharp on the edges, so it's easier on like plastic and stuff, especially when you're doing interior work. And these are all the same push clips. There's a row in the front here, there's a row here along the edge, and then there's a couple clips here. You move this out of the way, and then eventually you get to a point where you pull enough clips off, you can just slide this thing out from underneath here. And then they want you to unhook the stuff in here. The main camera connector is right here, but it kind of travels down and goes here. So that's what we're going to do now. These are push lock or twist locks. You twist them, you slide the thing out, and this is your washer jet for your front camera. And then this guy's installed some of his own stuff here, aftermarket stuff. He's got some kind of light. I'm going to try to leave all that exactly where he had it, but I hate dealing with aftermarket stuff when I'm doing recalls, because then it takes extra time that I don't get paid for to move a lot of that stuff out of the way. But anyway, that's here nor there. I'm going to continue, unplug this stuff here, and then go to the next step. So now you got to pull fender flares because you got to get this piece off here to get the grill out. So I just pulled the 7 mil bolt out right here, and now you have to pop this corner out. Same thing on the other side. Okay, so you got to be super careful when you go. I pulled two of the screws out. I pulled 7 mil out here, and then there's another one further up, so I had some more leeway to pull this out. And then on these here, you got to start pulling them out, and then you got to catch the edge of the, and you got to push it in, and then you got to spin it, and you got to put your little plastic clip tool on the other side, and then you got to push in the other side of the tab. These do not want to come out of there without breaking, so you got to be very careful and get like something real fine to push those tabs in as you pull this out to get it out of the way. And then once you get it out of the way, you can actually grab the corner and pop everything. You pull the little plastic clip from up here, then you'll pop this corner as well. You do that to both sides. To pop these these corners out. Start on this end, pop it, and then work your hand this way, and don't pull in a straight forward direction. Pull kind of straight forward on an angle, because all these go in kind of on an angle. They snap in really weird. So you're gonna pull not straight forward, but kind of like this, and you're gonna pop, 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 come up to the top, pop it, work your way down, and then all of a sudden it comes off. Now you're at the grill area. All right, the next step would be to take your clip tool and actually go along this edge and separate this kind of like dust shielding. This there's a clip here, there's another clip here, somebody's been in here, they didn't put it back, and there's another clip down here. You got to pull this out of the way on both sides. So I got that folded back right there, and then you're at the point where you can start pulling bolts. Looks like 10 millimeter bolts across the top. And sure, there's one here that's an 8 mil, and that's an 8 mil. And just be careful in case somebody else has been working. Yeah, just be careful in case somebody else has been working, because you can see that the guy's been in here, because there's multiple socket marks on these screws down here. So 8 mil in each corner on the bottom, and then a bunch of 10 mils across the top. And it should slide out, theoretically. I'm gonna have to disconnect this stuff right here from the plastic. Okay, let's do that now. So then when you get it off, you have the active grill shutter you got to pull off the vehicle. You got to pull the 10 mils off all the way around to get the active grill shutter to slide off, so you can get to what you need to work on. So let's do that real quick. Looks like here, there's an 8 mil in the center. Here, and then these down here. All right, so got all the 10s out all the way around, and then I went through and I popped these heavy-duty push clips out of the front here. So where are they? Here, here, and here. And now it should just lift off. Yep, now it'll lift off. I'll go ahead and get rid of this last connector that's on here and take this off and replace my camera. And then as you're pulling up, you'll reach up underneath here with a clip tool, and you'll take this off. The actuator's up here. This sits on the bottom down here. You'll pull this out. It goes in this little hole right here. Once you get down to the camera, you only have to pull off the 1/7 mil right here. And this clip folds back, and you kind of got to finagle it out of there. And then you can take your camera, pull it out, some of them have a rubber washer that goes around them, and they got to be transferred over. This one doesn't have that. Now install your new camera and just reverse the procedure, and you've pretty much changed front and rear cameras, or disassemble the front of your Raptor. I mean, grill wise, shutter wise and stuff. Alright guys, I'm going to cut this short. I got a doctor's appointment, but wanted to give you something today because I'm going to be kind of busy today. And I thought this would be suitable for good content for today. That's how you remove the grill and replace the cameras on your Ford Raptor, and most of the new F150s as well. A little bit different on the F150s, but that's it. Thanks, guys.